Hi guys, back once again for the latest in my series of producer POV videos. This time, by popular demand, I'm going to go through how I make that bass sound. Now, what I mean by that bass sound is that sort of typical sort of sine wavy resonant bass sound that you hear in a lot of deep house tracks at the moment, featuring references to the likes of Dusky, Low Stepper, Shadow Child, A-Lister even. This is really just my take on it. The principle's the same, depends what plugins you're using, you can put your own flavour on it. But also, I mean, I'm basically a preset man. I just find a preset and I play a part using that preset. I very rarely try and manufacture sounds from scratch. I might edit them slightly. So what I've got here today is I've got three sounds. First of all, I've got my sound from my sub-boom bass plugin, which is called, or I've called it Dusky Bass, and it sounds a bit like that. And all that is it's a combination of a couple of sine waves, oscillator 1, oscillator 2. I've got a sine wave on each oscillator, so if I wind this one back a little bit, that one. The way this works, I'm not really into the techie side of it, but if we put that in split there, so I can audition each one. There's oscillator 2 on its own, and oscillator 1. Together through this filter path section. Start getting that nice shape, that nice sound there. All right, it's important to look at the ADSR envelope, the amplitude envelope. I've got a fast attack, high decay, relatively high sustain, and a bit of release. Now, the release, if you think about how a bass sound is made, for example, a bass guitar, when you pluck the note, there's a fast, immediate attack. We reach the highest level of that sound almost instantly, that's your high decay. It sustains a little bit, especially if you're playing open notes. And then a wee bit of release. On an actual bass guitar sound, there's not really that much release unless you're going to play an open string. But the reason I use the release on here is to get rid of that nasty click on the end of the sound. Yeah, that horrible click. Just wind up the release a little bit, and then it disappears. Okay, so on this particular sound, we're going to the effects section on it. They've added a little bit of chorus and a little bit of stereo spread, just to make it sort of sound a bit fatter and warmer, really, which is quite nice. Okay, so there's my sub-boom bass. I've copied that part down onto a bass station preset. And again, listen to that on its own. Nice little plucky sound there. Similar sort of envelope shaping, fast attack, high decay, relatively high sustain and release. Got the filter quite low. I want a little bit of that characteristic though. Okay. And finally, I'm using a Logic ES1 plugin, which is a really nice, simple synth plugin. As you can see, we've got one oscillator, and I'm using this for that nice round subby noise at the bottom of the track, which is going to sort of really give it that nice warm punch at the bottom of the track. Again, similar sort of envelope mapping. I've taken a wee bit of the attack off here because I just want that warp sort of sound to the track. Like so. Bit of release, nice sustain. On this particular element of the sound, the decay level is not that high. Sustain's quite high though. So there you go, there's the three elements to the bass sound. together, sounding like that. You hear that wee bit of reverb on the dusty bass? Okay, without. Pretty plain. Nice sound. Okay, now I'm going to use that reverb on this preset mainly for automation. You can see I've got a little bit of automation here. And what a nice little sort of trick I use at the end of a section is to drop the subbiness out of the bass sound, i.e. these two sounds here, let the dusky sound play on its own and just tweak up the reverb at the end of the section. It sounds something like this. There, you get the idea. Okay, so that's basically my take on making that typical deep house bass sound. There's obviously many variations of this, depends on which synth plugins you're using. Sometimes I'll just go to a Loop Masters preset, a sample bass sound, plenty of those around. Some really good ones in the Nexus that I use as well. But for this particular mix and this particular track, I've chosen to make the bass sound in this way. Hopefully that's been of a little bit of help to you. So stay locked for the next one, which is going to be mixing down my dub mix, where I'm going to be showing you how to use compression and EQ on the bass sound to get it sitting next to the kick and other low frequency elements in the track. That's all for now. See you on the next one. Cheers.